Well, hi there, welcome to the Obithorian Alliance. In today's video, we are doing a ranking of the Dark Knight Trilogy. If you can, like and subscribe. They are three fantastic movies. I don't think any of them are bad or terrible movies. I would say all three of them are fantastic by themselves, and as a trilogy, it's a fantastic trilogy. But I thought it would be fun to rank them. I think it's kind of good ranking a franchise. I think it's a fun thing to do, and I guess Luke's here to help as well. And I guess, would you like to start with number 3, Luke?
Okay, so number 3. So we chose to do this because these are my favourite franchise of movies. I think out of all the different Batmans that have been envisioned, recreated, these are the best.
Christian Bale.
Christian Bale is Batman for me. I don't see anyone else topping that. So picking the 3 is hard. This is a hard thing to try and rank them. So I'm going to put at number 3, I'm going to put the first one, Batman Begins. So only because the other two are just the ones that everyone remembers. They're the famous ones. I really liked the story in this because it was more about, we'll go the backstory of how he trained, where he came from, and then it also showed him taking down the criminal underground. Like, it wasn't him fighting people with crazy powers. It wasn't like Killer Croc and all these unrealistic things. It was literally like criminals that sell drugs, and he was taking them down. And great, it's a great movie, but something has to come third. So for me, it is only third because the other two have got, one of them's a better movie and the other one has a better actor in it. But I'm not going to reveal the order of those two, which is 1 and 2. What about you? What's your number 3?
I'll go the same because out of the other two, I don't remember it as well. And I thought Batman Begins was a fantastic movie as well, but unfortunately something has to come third. And I think origin movies are fun movies, but I don't know if it's more fatigued, but I think we kind of want to get to the good bits. And I just think, unfortunately, the other movies are just more memorable, unfortunately. And I just think, the other movies are just, unfortunately, better. But nothing against Batman Begins. It's probably the best original story out of any other superhero I can think of. So nothing against it. It's just, unfortunately, a number 3.
Yeah, I agree. It's probably the best superhero origin movie, but it happens to be the worst out of 3 good movies, unfortunately.
Number 2.
So number 2, I reckon, I have a feeling you're going to have the opposite to me, but I'm going to put Batman with Heath Ledger in it.
The Dark Knight.
So The Dark Knight. So again, awesome movie. I like the last of the 3 movies better. Heath Ledger in it obviously was awesome. The movie has so many memorable quotes, but it doesn't wrap up the series like the last one does. So that's the reason why I'm putting the other one at number 1. So number 2, purely because it's just there was something has to come second. Like I can't. It's so hard to work out how to separate these 3 movies, but this is going to go my second favorite. Heath Ledger, great performance. Story that they were telling within this movie was awesome, but unfortunately something has to come second.
My number 2 is The Dark Knight Rises. What's the third one within the trilogy, and I just feel like unfortunately with the passing of Heath Ledger, Bane is still a great villain, but I just feel like there's not as many cool moments, and unfortunately with that twist, with that it was Catwoman all along, it ended the trilogy well, but out of all the movies, I don't think it's the best one. I just feel like Dark Knight Rising is still a good movie, but not as good as what I'm gonna put at number one. So yeah.
Well, my number one is Dark Knight Rises. I thought I really liked Bane as a villain. I liked the way this movie interpreted Bane, that it didn't involve him having like Titan serum going through him and having all these wires. I liked that he was just a guy that had been raised in a dark prison, and he was a warlord. He wasn't super unrealistically powerful. He was just a big, muscly guy. So it made sense. I liked what he stood for. I liked it as a villain. He didn't take crap. You know, like there's in those movies where a villain will go, "Oh, I have the opportunity to kill this person, but I won't," and then they happen to escape, and then we have all these problems. You literally, like, I'm referring to the scene where he's at the sporting stadium, and he has the scientist, and he's like, "Tell the people who you are." He's like, "Oh, I'm this scientist. And what's this? Oh, that's an atom bomb. And who knows how to defuse this? I'm the only one." And he just goes, like, I don't know, like snaps his neck or something, like kills him. And it's like, oh, crap. Like, that is such a epic scene, that this is the only person that can save them from pending doom. He just kills the guy. Good action scenes in it. The fact that he defeats Batman and then chucks him in this prison where he grew up, and he has to learn to rise and fight and escape from it. You know, it's just, there's so many things about it to like. It's just an epic story. It wraps up the series well. We get left with, did he survive? Did they go on and have a happy ending? Did he marry Catwoman and they lived together overseas? Because we see the scene where Alfred's at the cafe and he sees them with the family, and whether that's just a figment of his imagination. We see like Gotham being completely destroyed. We see the mansion being destroyed. We see all these things. It's just an epic end, and then we're also left with the possibility of there being a Robin or a Nightwing, which unfortunately didn't happen. But we were left with the carrying on story or a legacy that someone could take over the mantelpiece of Batman, which is a really good setup. Even though the movie never happened, it tied into the story. So I'm very happy with that.
I just feel like at number one, I just feel like Dark Knight just did a better job. Unfortunately, Heath Ledger had to... it's quite sad with his passing, but he just did a great performance. I just feel like it was probably one of the best movies that has ever happened, and unfortunately he couldn't be in the third movie, but Bane is still a great villain. I just feel like Heath Ledger's Joker is so iconic that the movie is just amazing, and I just feel like it's the best one out of the trilogy. And the third one still ended well, but I just feel like out of all the rankings, I just feel like The Dark Knight is the best movie. And it was tragic that a beloved actor had to pass away, but at least he won an award from it, going out in style, in peace. And yeah, it's unfortunate.
Yeah, I agree. It was a great performance, but I actually don't know if he's my favourite Joker anymore. I actually really like the performance of Joaquin Phoenix in Joker. Like, I actually think that the backstory he gave to Joker was so good that I actually think I like it more than Heath Ledger. There's lots of other people that don't think Heath Ledger is the best Joker. A lot of people think they like the Jack Nicholson version, which I don't agree. I don't like that version of Joker, but people do think that was quite good. I'd love to revisit and rank or discuss some of the older Batman movies from when we were younger, because rewatching them now in comparison to the trilogies, they're so lame. Like they're almost trying to be funny. It's where these movies are super, super serious.
Well, thank you for helping,
No
Luke. It
worries.
was really fun doing the video. Hope you liked the ranking. Unfortunately, things have to go a number, but they're really fantastic movies. Thank you for watching. See you in the next video. Bye-bye.